Okay, oh yeah, brothers. Oh yeah, brothers and sisters. Alive in the garden. Dwelling in the garden. Saigon. It's now. So you can see the garden in the back there. I would be out in the garden, but you know, that wonderful sun which gives us all energy was a little bit too hot for the iPhone. So I've been retaking videos quite a lot because of crashing. But anyway, that's fine. It is what it is. So I know you're, well, not dying. I know you're wondering, how do I make content? You know, create content from scratch. And that's what we're gonna deep dive into this video. How to master content creation, the steps, oh my, tools. So this is how I do it. And maybe you have your own ways, so you see my version. Yeah, so I've made a lot of videos now, regardless of, it's just live. I don't write down a script, and I just know what I'm going to say when I say it. I sit down and basically, in a nutshell, this is what I do. I think maybe a day before, or 2 days before, or a week before, yeah, I'm going to talk about this. I write it down, and then I whip out my whiteboard, and these revelations that I had, whether it was from a dream or the outsider, it doesn't matter. I then write down the idea, and then whip out my whiteboard, because I know these different concepts. I know these different concepts. And then I just whip out something, just like this one from the former video, 10 minutes ago, I made that one. Okay, so it is what it is. It does the job. Now, I could spend more time, invest more time, I should say, and, use other tools, but this does the job. It is the basis, the foundation of the creation that I'm making. Now, before we get into the creation, we're going to go down here. So this is balance, stillness, revelations from source, whatever that source is. The messenger. Don't shoot the messenger. Observe the messenger and get the message, and then decide what to do with it. So most of the time I do this when, it's from my dreams at night. When I get up in the morning, or at night, I scribble down something. When I woke up, I write something down, and then I go back to sleep. Or in the morning when I get up, and I write things down. Or maybe in the day I'll have something that happens and I write it down. But generally, it's more when I'm at peace. I'm still, quiet, nothingness. And then something comes. And so we then get the idea of wisdom. What is wisdom? Well, it's to know something that is, say it jives, it fits, it works. There's knowledge that was received from your messengers, from the higher sources, if you want to call it that. Or your inner world has revealed something for you to consider. It's pure, unadulterated. Then there's the discernment. Ment means mind. I discern the wisdom in my mind, and I then decide that this is it. It is pure. It's universally based on the wisdom and knowledge that I have been shown, or understand, I'm aware of it, and it's based on those principles. So then, of course, this is recorded. Like I said, I make a note, however, whatever form that is. It's recorded, audio, whatever, note paper. I then imagine this situation that came to me, its full context, multi-dimensional aspect of this thing that came into my awareness, into my consciousness. And so I imagine this, and then I plan. What am I going to do? How am I going to put it out? Again, what is the production? How am I producing this thing and directing it? I keep it very simple. Now, you can go to the extreme, you get others involved and all that, but we're just keeping it simple. When it's ready, and when you're ready to expand it to other possibilities, then that's the next phase. But right now, we're just doing the basic work, right? So then I can create this thing in the outer world, because it came from within. So then I think of the tools. What am I going to do? Here's a nice picture. This is what I dreamt of, or the messenger showed me. And so it goes on to some formalized thing. So I have the sun and a being here in the plant, and whatever. I'm just showing you an idea. So addition. What is the addition I'm going to put out? The selection. What am I selecting from that addition? And then the implementation of this idea, concept. So remember, ion, ion, ion. This is energy. I'm going to put out energy. And the energy can be negative, positive, a mix. Preferably, it's a constructive image production, which the viewers or participants will understand and know the deep meaning of what it's portraying, and then they can adapt or not what is being put out. My goal is to help other brothers and sisters, to reach higher, greater things, right? Of course, I could do it the other way and keep people subdued, and get money from them and put them in jail. Could do that too. But I'm not here for that. This lifetime, I'm definitely not here for that, because I've learned. So it's all based on the ultimate truth that I have discerned from the inner self. And then I put it out. As within, so without. Seek within, because the world's without. So I'm going to put it out. Because you're dealing with energy and its power, leverage. And that can go two ways. So the tools, what do I have? I can use a pen, I can use a pencil, paper, whatever, a chisel, sand. In this case, I use usually a pen, sometimes a pencil, paper, generally a whiteboard, for the basic foundation to make these videos. And then I can decide, do I use another brother, a human, or do I use AI, artificial intelligence? It's a tool, remember. This is a brother, living, flesh, conscious being, and this is an unconscious machine. I choose which one I'm going to use. But for, quickness, ease, I use AI. No, I should say I'm using a machine, a program with code, which usually does what I input it to do. And then finally the final piece comes out. There may be flaws in it. It is what it is. So for me to make one of these videos and then put it into the step, how much time does it actually take for me? It probably takes about, my invested time from thinking of what has happened or what I'm going to do, and then writing it down, putting it on the whiteboard, recording it, and then going in to get transcription, original content, somewhat formalizing it, depends on what I want to do with it. But for these AI generated things, it's not paragraphed, and no, it's very simple. I put the original content there. I then use the Google whatever it is, and then I upload it. It scans it and then comes out with AI generated content. Sometimes it's very accurate. Sometimes it's fumbles the language, but it is what it is, right? And then I have generated so-called original content that the AI uses to produce the material. It's not the other way around like many people use. Scanning, the internet, and then it spits out. As they say, when the shit hits the fan, it's going to go, especially on the internet, right? So we don't want to having shit hit the fan and spreading it around, right? So the idea is you're putting out so-called original content, which that you experienced, and then produce that and put it out. And then use the AI tool if you want. Or use a brother human that wants to help you out. Pay them to help you out. They can hand sketch pictures or whatever, create cartoons or however you want to do it. Or make a full production movie with actors. So basically that would be the finished product. And that's how I do it. So I hope you know these steps. There are 7 steps. How I do it. Take your time, relax. Make sure you know it is correct for your inner understanding, awareness, and then put it out. That's it. So I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for attending today. Alive and dwelling in the garden of Saigon. It's now. Thank you.